Hey guys, so if you saw my video from last week, you know that we did have the baby, and in order to give you guys that birth story a little bit quicker and not make you guys have to wait, the video that is coming out today is going to be when I am still pregnant. So you're gonna notice that I'm still pregnant in this video, and that's just because that was the video that was supposed to go out last week. But whenever I had him on Sunday, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna slip in his quick birth story because I didn't want to make you guys have to wait 2 weeks to see that or to announce to you guys that the baby was born. So enjoy this video. It is definitely a little outdated. Not really, I was like 39 weeks pregnant whenever I filmed it. And it's actually an exciting one because I tell you guys about our new property. All right, I am in my kitchen and I have a bunch more zucchinis. We are kind of getting to the end of garden season and summer here. I mean, it's still August, but at the end of August, it'll be cooler soon and we won't be getting as much stuff out of the garden, but we have a bunch of zucchini. And in my video that I did last week, I made a lot of zucchini bread. In fact, I made 5 loaves of zucchini bread. And so this time I was trying to think of like something different we can make with the zucchini, just because how much zucchini bread do we really need, even though most likely I will be making some anyway. But I'm gonna make a zucchini lasagna today for lunch. So I had full intentions of getting the camera out this morning and kind of recording breakfast, but things got hectic as they do with lots of little ones running around. We just did some fried eggs and some butter, and I also made some oatmeal just because some kids wanted oatmeal. And so we just did a really simple breakfast. It is nice and cool here today. So we have the windows open, the kids are playing right out this window here, and we are just kind of having a slow, relaxing morning. But I just put the baby down for his morning nap, so I thought I would get the zucchini lasagna in the oven, so then we have lunch ready, so then whenever he wakes up we can have some more time just to go out and play and do whatever until lunchtime. So I thought I would record making this. Basically I'm going to make it just like regular lasagna, except the only difference is I'm going to slice the zucchini in like thin slices like lasagna noodles, and so that will be the noodles. So instead of any noodles in it, it'll just be the zucchini. But other than that, I'll still do the meat and the cheese and all of that good stuff. So I'm gonna record making this so you guys can get some fun meal inspiration. So after lunch, we just did some playing outside, and I just got everyone down for their quiet afternoon time. That's just normally about like 1 to 3 in our house. The big kids read or listen to books on tape, depending on the age. This is when the baby sleeps. And so sometimes this is the time for me just to kind of relax, or other times I work on things to make the nighttime a little bit smoother, like the evening routine. So this afternoon, we are actually gonna be going to our new property. I haven't even told you guys yet, but about a month ago, we bought some new property, and I'm gonna tell you all about it later on. I'm gonna take you along with us and kind of give you a tour of it and tell you my plans with it and just all of that. So because we're gonna be leaving right after nap time and going there, I'm going to get dinner ready now, so then when we get home, it is ready and we can eat and get kids showered and in bed. So I have some eggplants from the garden. Neither of them are very big, but they still need to be used up. So I'm gonna be making some eggplant parmesan. We also have some T-bone steaks. So I thought maybe I would just, not gonna make the steaks right now. I'm gonna get the eggplant parmesan made, and then I'm gonna make like a garlic herb butter that I will just like sear the steaks in a little bit later. So then we'll have dinner. And like I said, after that, I'm gonna take you guys out to see the new property. We still have a lot of fresh basil out here in our herb garden. So I'm gonna get some basil to put on top of the eggplant parmesan. Oh, it's so full. It's looking so good. I'm excited about this. I need to make some more pesto or something with this too. All right, so after I fried these, I'm just gonna make it now just right back in the cast iron skillet. So I'm going to pour some red sauce down the bottom. Clearly this is still hot from frying it, which is totally fine. And then I'm just going to layer these around, sprinkle them with some fresh Parmesan cheese and some mozzarella cheese, and then I will bake these. right, so about a month ago, I think, maybe 2 months, we purchased some land. So I thought I would just kind of show it to you a little bit and kind of tell you the plan with it. So eventually we will be building out here, not happening right away, but it's 31 acres. There's kind of a little bit more. It is 17 of the acres is pasture, and then there's the rest of it is wooded. So it was really, we've been looking to buy property for a while, actually. Even before we moved about a year ago, we had been looking because we really would like more land to live on, let the kids run around, and just be able to be more, I don't know, be able to do more things on our land, like hunting and planting a bigger garden and fruit trees and animals if we want them, all the things. So my husband's been very, very picky about exactly what he wanted the property to be. He wanted it to be a good mix of pasture and also woods. So we're able to have enough woods for hunting, like I said, and also trees for heating in the winter time. But then we wanted enough pasture too, not like all woods, obviously. So we could have whatever animals that we decide that we want on it. So we found this place, and like I said, we closed on it probably about a month ago. I can't remember. And so I'm just gonna kind of show you guys around. So up this way is the front of the property, which I will go back up there in a minute. There is like a little like chicken coop over there, and there's a big barn over here, and then like that way some stables, and a lot of this is fenced in. But this right here will be what will eventually be our driveway. I want to make sure that we have our house like pretty set back into the property. This was a huge pond here that we actually already drained. There's some other ponds on the property in different areas, but because I have little kids, I'm just not a person that likes any type of water that they're gonna be close to. So we had someone come and like dig this all out to allow the pond to drain. We have someone that's gonna be coming in to be doing some dirt work for us soon, which will eventually like cover all of this. This will be just like grassy, like kind of yard area, and then fix this big trench here because this will be the driveway that will eventually go back to our house. All right, so I just crossed over the trench area, and I'm going to flip this around and kind of show you. This is still driveway. Like I said, I want to be really set back from the front of the property just because I want to be in the private and just letting kids run around and not have to worry. So this would be opening up into the first pasture. And this is where my husband and I have talked about wanting to build eventually. Like I said, we have people that are coming out to help us get some dirt work done, and then I would have to propose the idea and see if this is all possible. But the plan is that we would be building right up kind of in this area right here. All right, and I am not gonna walk around all of this. Whenever we first looked at it, it was like 100 degrees, and we walked the entire property, and that was honestly the only time that I've even walked the whole thing. My husband has gone deep into the woods and scoped it out better. I am currently 39 and 3 days pregnant, 39 weeks and 3 days pregnant, so I am not gonna walk anymore. But this right here is the first like big pasture. Right here is kind of where I would think the house would be, and kind of like our yard. And then it's kind of all lined with woods over here and back. And if you go all the way back here and walk along the woods line, it opens back up into another pasture over there on that side of the woods. And if you walk further, it opens up to like another smaller pasture over there. So there's kind of like 3 different like pasture areas, and then separated by some woods. And like I mentioned, there are 2 more ponds on the property, but they're both on either corner. So one's up in like the front far corner way over there, and the other one's like in the back corner over there. And neither of those would be in an area where a little child would be able to get to, so I'm happy having those. I don't mind ponds for my bigger kids that can swim and fish, and for us to have water for animals and things like that. But because this first big pond would be right along our driveway, and we have talked about planting like fruit trees up here, and that's where the barn, like the pathway to the barn and the chicken coop and like all of that stuff, it just is too, I don't know, I just don't like that. It just makes me nervous thinking about toddlers and little ones that don't swim great yet walking along there. So I just was like, hey, if we're buying this place, I want that drained first thing. So I'm walking back up to the front of the property again to kind of show you up here, but this would be the driveway that eventually we will have to rock after we get all this dirt work done. It'll be easier to be able to tell kind of like where things are gonna go. This is a front area. The pond that we drained is right there. So this would all be grass. And this is where we think we want to put a bunch of fruit trees. There's already 2 pear trees here, but we want to plant some more. And then this building over here is a little chicken coop. It's definitely needs some work, but it's not horrible. So I guess we would keep our chickens up here in the front in there. And then over here is the big barn. And then my husband just built this well house. In fact, that's why we're here right now, because he's finishing it up. But our well is up here. It already had a well on it, and there was electric here because there used to be a house or like a trailer right there. So there is water and electric here. And he built this well house so in the winter nothing freezes. So this is the well house that we've been working on. This is my first time seeing it actually. He came out here the last couple of days. It's looking good. All right, so we're at the very front of the property, and this is the big barn that's on here. Let me take you inside. It's decent. Probably needs some work too, but it's gonna be a good place to store like lawnmower equipment, hay maybe, just kind of whatever. Let's go show them the barn, buddy. Big barn doors. Part of it is concrete. It's a huge mess. This place had so much trash. We've actually been cleaning quite a bit. I'm not really sure what that all is over there. Probably stuff we'll be taking down eventually. And then on this side, it's rock. Again, more structures of things that we'll probably take down. There's a bunch of plates here in that like cabinet over there. My daughter spent lots of time cleaning and organizing these. She thinks we're taking them all home. But anyway, this is the inside of the barn. All right, so we're on the other side of the barn. The baby was getting sad. There's glass around here, so he cannot be put down because somebody will not wear shoes. All right, so outside of the barn, there's another little kind of pen area. Like it's all fenced in. Made me think of like an area that we would probably keep like 4-H animals if we do like steers or hogs or something in the future. A nice little like round pen. So this is on the other corner of the property. So the nice thing is that this property is 3/4 of the way already fenced in around the entire 30 acres, which is super nice. I mean, there's probably some spots we need to check before we just release any animals on it. Not really even sure what animals we want. We just like to have the options of deciding what we want to do. But anyway, I thought I would show you guys. I will keep you guys posted and kind of like take you along for the journey. There'll be a lot of days out here that we are working and adding to and eventually building and all of the things. And so I just wanted to kind of like introduce it and show it to you. And yeah, this right here, that's the, I think, stables they call it. On the inside it is, but I just kind of want to knock it down. My husband thinks there's thinks it's fine. I think we'll probably get rid of that one. We'll see. There's some structures, but the kids have been enjoying coming out here and playing and finding lots of treasures. They have found so many things, but yeah, so I'll just kind of keep you guys posted as we work on this new property that we just bought. All right, so we just got back home and I threw the eggplant Parmesan in the oven, and my husband's actually gonna be making the T-bone steaks because he has a recipe he has been wanting to try to put on his blog. He has the castironskilletcooking.com blog. I have it linked down in my description box below. But he is recipe testing, so I'm just gonna kind of film him making the steak, and if you want this exact recipe, is gonna be, what's it called? Reverse searing it? Reverse searing it. So if you want a recipe for that, I will link it for you guys and you guys can check it out on his blog. But he is going to be finishing up dinner, so I'll be filming that for you guys.